state your name. Okay. Please raise your right hand. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
I do.
And will you be testifying based on personal knowledge or information and or from an investigator's report?
Off of the report.
Okay, proceed.
So Jeremy Branham and Shannon Lazinski, they have been dating for 3 years. They have one child in common, a 2-year-old. On July 13th, 2023, at 11:26 hours at 180 Magnolia Street in Sumter Township, Jeremy Branham threw the victim Shannon Lazinski onto the bed and he punched her in the left eye twice with a closed fist. The victim later went to the hospital and provided medical documents that she has a broken nose.
Okay. He has a broken nose, the child in common, and all this occurred in Belleville, Michigan?
Correct, Sumter Township.
Sumter Township, okay. Court satisfied that probable cause has been established. Give me one moment, and Ms. Medina, you can proceed with the arraignment.
Yes, sir.
Are you ready, Ms. Medina?
Ready, Your Honor. Crystal Marie Medina on behalf of Mr. Branham with regard to the arraignment. We would waive formal reading and stand mute, Your Honor.
All right, formal reading having been waived, the court will not guilty plea on your client's behalf. Argument as to bond.
Your Honor, we are seeking a personal bond in this matter. In speaking with Mr. Branham, I was able to establish that he maintains stable residence in Belleville with his mother and 2 of his children, his 13-year-old and 15-year-old. Your Honor, Mr. Branham has in total 5 children that he is responsible to assist and care for. He is a life.
I'm sorry, what was that? How many children again?
5.
5. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay. And he is a lifelong resident of Michigan, Your Honor. He understands that he needs to come to court to address these allegations. He understands he is to have no contact with the complainant whatsoever, Your Honor. He is 41 years old. My understanding is he is employed with Denny Construction. He's been working with them for 2 years. Although he is gainfully employed, Your Honor, his income is limited to approximately $2,800 monthly. Again, he does assist with the support of his children and himself. And so given the circumstances, he is unable at this time. He himself does not have access to money to post a monetary bond, Your Honor. While we do note that there were prior domestic violence convictions that are noted, those were back in 2006, Judge. Again, Mr. Branham understands that this is serious, understands he needs
48-hour bond hearings. These proceedings are being streamed live on YouTube. It is not permitted to record any portion of them, and anyone doing so will face contempt of court charges. Good morning, Mr. Powell.
Good morning, sir.
Mr. Powell, you are being accused of resisting arrest, evading arrest, failure to identify. You had also been released on a PR bond on a fraudulent use or possession of identifying information. That PR bond has been revoked for noncompliance. Jeff Rago has been appointed to represent you, but this morning Ms. Jacinto is here to represent you and the remainder of the defendants for purposes of this 48-hour bond hearing only. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, sir. I understand you.
Go ahead, Ms. Jacinto.
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Powell is 33 years old. He's a U.S. citizen. If released, he'll be living at 2101 McGoffin.
I just got the place. Oh, sorry, man.
Here in El Paso with his girlfriend. He said he's lived there for about a month, and he's been here in El Paso for the last 10 months. He does have a phone number if the court needs it. He went to high school but did not complete high school. He has a girlfriend, the lady that I mentioned earlier. He has no dependent children. His ties to El Paso are his girlfriend. He was unemployed, but was supposed to start a job at Eldadio stocking trucks
Correct.
this next week. He does have some mental health issues and is taking medication. He was receiving food stamps, but he's not anymore because he's in jail. Judge, with regard to this offense, I don't have the complaint affidavit. However, our client told us that he asked the officers not to touch him, but they did. He was asking to be taken to UBH that day and things escalated. He did not mean to resist or evade, but things just got out of control after the officers touched him. We'd ask that you reduce and/or PR his bonds, Judge.
Mr. Chevrier?
I guess, Judge, at this time, the state would request to hear from Ms. Guzman just to see how he was doing.
You failed to report since January.
Since January. Okay. And when was he placed on PR?
In
Maybe-
January.
In January. Okay. Okay. Well, at this time, the state would be opposed to reduction bond, just given the issue of non-compliance, Judge. I don't see anything super egregious before the court at this time, just other than just not complying. But it looks like the initial contact with police was over him having an open container within 1,000 feet of the rescue mission.
All right, Mr. Powell, on the resisting arrest, I'm reducing your bond to 1,000. On the evading arrest, I'm reducing your bond to 750. On the failure to identify, I'm reducing it to $100 cash or corporate surety. On the fraudulent use or possession of identifying information, $2,500 cash or corporate surety, no PR components, since you are not able to comply with the conditions of your PR bonds. Thank you, Mr. Powell.
One more question, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Since I do have a place, whenever y'all first gave me my first PR bond, I didn't have a place. I was homeless. And I live right there across the street from Sylvia's on Willow and McGoffin. I believe and I know without a shadow of a doubt in my heart that if y'all were to give me another PR bond, that's where I'll be at, that's where I'll stay at. And actually the store across the street from where I live at, they've actually become good friends with me and I help out with them every day. Daily I go there and help out with them. It's right across from the Mom and Pop's bar and grill. If y'all were to give me another chance on the PR bond, I swear to you, I say this now for the court and everybody sitting there, if y'all were to give me another PR bond, that I will comply with the PR bonds stipulations.
What were you told last time that you were released on a PR bond? What was your understanding of what you had to do?
Whenever I got the last PR bond,
Yes, sir.
somebody said I was supposed to meet up and talk with somebody downstairs. Whenever I got downstairs, all I did was just leave, Your Honor.
Okay.
I didn't talk with anybody.
When you were released from jail, the Office of the Personal Recognizance Bond gave you a piece of paper with instructions and a telephone number. And the instructions told you that you had to call the PR bond office at the number that they gave you. How many times did you call the PR bond office?
Just once, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
Just one time, Your Honor.
Just one time. Okay, and that's the issue. All right, you were told to do a certain thing and you did not do it. So why should I believe that you are going to do it now? Simply because you're in jail?
No, because as Jehovah is my witness, I want to stay out and I want to do what y'all ask me. As Jehovah is my witness here and now, as I speak with y'all, I will do everything compliant with this one, sir.
Isn't that what you said last time too, sir?
No, sir. No, sir, it was not that I said that last time. I know that I can do it this time, Your Honor. I got somebody that I need to help that's also in jail. I know that I can do this time, Your Honor. And I'm not begging you, but I'm asking you to please, on good faith, on another PR bond, I can do it this time. I can get it done. And I
Ms. Guzman, how many times do they have to report while they're on administrative conditions?
Hi, Judge. So he was on enhanced and it's monthly.
Enhanced?
He was on enhanced, Judge, yes.
just once a month. I can do it, Your Honor. I know I can. Just please put some faith in me.
Mr. Powell, I'm gonna release you on a PR bond based on your word and promises.
Yes.
You're gonna be under enhanced supervision. Somebody will explain to you what that means. When you meet with that someone, if you have any questions about what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it, and how you're supposed to do it, and by that I mean reporting, make sure that you ask those questions so that we don't have another episode like today, where you're back in jail for not complying. Do you understand, sir?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right, don't use drugs or alcohol, submit to random urinalysis, stay in contact with the PR bond office, and do not commit any further crimes. Ms. Guzman.
Thank you.
Mr. Powell, what's your phone number?
My phone number is 915-348-7800.
Do you have an email?
It is Powell, POWELLEE.23@gmail.com.
Do you have any alternative phone number with friends or family in case we can't get a hold of you?
320-1899. That's my girlfriend's phone number, but I have her phone in my property.
And what's her name?
Her name is Meladia Torres.
All right, thanks, sir. Thank you, Judge.
Thank y'all.
Right, go ahead and stand up. Let me take you right back. to-
Limber Perez.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Hi, Judge. Is it going to be with the reductions of PR or the full amounts?
The full amounts, man.
No, you have your-
The full amounts. All right, Mr. Perez, good morning, sir.
Buenos días, señor.
¿Habla inglés, señor?
No.
Ok. Estamos aquí para tener una audiencia de las 48 horas. Estas audiencias se hacen en inglés. Usted tiene el derecho de tener a una persona que le traduzca a su idioma nativo los
That man.
Okay,
You don't have no
Mr.
evidence, man.
Sir.
You just taking her word for it.
sir.
He just taking her word for it. He don't have no evidence, Your Honor.
Mr.
And I did not say that. I said
McDowell.
they're not gonna come because it's not
Mr.
true. That's what I'm
McDowell.
saying.
McDowell, you have the right to remain silent. I would strongly suggest you exercise your right.
Thank
Yes,
you,
sir.
thank you very much, Your Honor. If I may, because again, that commentary is likely to invoke a response from my client, right? Again, Your Honor, that comment, if made, could have been made for several reasons. One can take it as a negative way, or it could be taken as they lied from the beginning, and so they're not going to come to court and lie under oath, Your Honor.
Exactly.
So I would ask that
Mr. McDowell.
I'm sorry,
Hold
sir.
on,
I'm
Mr.
sorry,
Medina.
sir. This emotional
Oh,
moment.
Ms. Medina, hold on one second.
I'm
Mr.
sorry, sir.
McDowell,
I'm just emotional right now, man.
it's one thing.
I'm
to
sorry.
interrupt
I'm just
me, but
emotional
you're interrupting-
because-
Are you gonna be
I'm sorry. Go
quiet?
ahead.
Mr. McDowell,
Yes, sir.
you not only interrupted the court, you interrupted your attorney. And he said she's trying to help you.
I know, sir. It's just, I'm sorry.
Okay, now, I want you to step aside and be quiet for the remainder of this hearing, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. And so I do think, again, if that comment was made, it could have been made for various reasons, Your Honor. And so I would ask that the court consider that these are verbal allegations that are being made at this time, and that my client has lifelong ties here, and that his previous conviction was back in 2006, Your Honor, and that somehow after 3 days, there was access to there's a lot to be flushed through here in the facts, Your Honor, okay? And so I would ask that my client be given the opportunity to come to court and do just that. He understands he's having no contact with the complainant, and I would ask that the court consider all of that, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Ms. Medina.
Thank you.
The court, having heard representations of the attorney and the officer on this matter, what is very, very troubling and is indicative that Mr. McDowell cannot control his emotions and impulsive were just demonstrated. And he admitted he's very, very emotional. He responded disrespectfully not only to me, to the court, but to his attorney, and who's acting in his best interest. And so, given his demonstrated impulsiveness, the court's going to adopt the recommendation of the officer, a $250,000 cash surety bond, no 10%. If he's able to post that bond, no contact with Faith Allen and no contact with the Heritage Drive apartment located in Plymouth, Michigan. Your probable cause conference date is July 27th, 9 a.m. at 35th District Court. The preliminary examination date is August 3rd, 9 a.m. Just to be clear, and just to clarify the court's ruling, the court deems Mr. McDowell a safety to the community, a safety to the pregnant witness in this matter, and given his extended emotional outburst before the court just now, the court
If
is
he trying to give me
opinion
life, why wouldn't I be? He trying to give me life. He don't have no evidence, sir. Why wouldn't I be? He trying to give me life. Man, shut up talking to me because you trying to give me life, man. And you know it's not true. And he know it's not true. Why wouldn't I be emotional? He trying to give me life. He ain't got no evidence on none of this. And he just asked for a $250,000 bond. What's wrong with him, man? He don't even got no evidence. Who touched me, man? You ain't got no evidence. Of course I'm be emotional, man.
Sorry, Your Honor.
He just got me a $250,000 bond with no evidence. Yeah, I'm emotional.
Go ahead, Steve. Okay, the court's going to change the bond to $500,000.
Wow, sir, you can change to $500,000. He's still lying. He don't have no evidence. Now it's $500,000. Make it $1 million. It don't matter. I can't post 250,000.
Okay, I'll make it $1 million then.
I can't post none of it anyway.
Okay, sir, step aside. This concludes the hearing.
Okay, Your Honor, so the final amount for the bond?
$1 million.
And is that
Cash surety.
I'll just call him. when we
You
get
are all
back.
set, magistrate.
Okay, thank you, Lisa. Will you get us off when I'm done with this person?
Sure thing.
Thank you.
We're live.
This should be Williams. Morning, could you state your name for the record, please?
Bill Williams.
Did you have a chance to meet with the public defender this morning?
No, with an attorney.
Yeah. Message to the Ypsilanti guy. I'll just call him. when we
You
get
are all
back.
set, magistrate.
Okay, thank you, Lisa. Will you get us off when I'm done with this person?
Sure thing.
Thank you.
We're live.
This should be Williams. Morning, could you state your name for the record, please?
Bill Williams.
Did you have a chance to meet with the public defender this morning?
No, with an attorney.
Yeah. And is it okay with you if the court uses your phone number and your email to contact you?
Can you contact my mom? I don't have my phone.
Okay.
I'm not sure where my phone is.
I'm only asking for permission. I know you might not be able to actually receive a phone call, but I have to have your permission for the court to even try to call you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. This is the State of Michigan versus Shaquille Williams. Washtenaw County Sheriff's Department report number 2356254. I have received a petition requesting a court-appointed lawyer. I will sign that. You may proceed when you are ready, Ms. Pearney.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Williams. We will waive formal reading and stand mute, Your Honor.
Go ahead, Ms. Blanche.
Judge, this has been charged open murder. The victim died of multiple stab wounds. The victim was stabbed 22 times. He was fatally stabbed in the chest and slashed on the wrist. He had multiple stab wounds to the back of his head and the front of his head. The defendant then took the victim's car and fled to Marshall, Michigan, where he eventually called law enforcement to be detained. Based on the seriousness of the charges, the court ruled, and the fact the defendant was on probation for an OWI offense out of 14B, we're asking the court to deny his bond today.
Go ahead, Ms. Pearney.
Thank you, Your Honor. I explained the court rule and the court's policy to Mr. Williams. He understands that. We'd just be asking for the next possible PCC date.
Okay, Mr. Williams, I know that you're really not in a good space, and I'm denying bond on this file. The ordinary conditions would be not to go back to that address. I don't, you're not going to be leaving the jail right now, so I'm not putting any specific conditions on you. If and when your bond is changed, then the judge that changed probably issue some conditions about your behavior. For now, you're going to be held in custody without bond based on the Michigan court rule, specifically 6.106, which allows bond to be denied when a person is charged with murder. The court date will be July 27th at 9:30.
Fighting for my life. There's a gun in the house. I'm fighting for my life.
One more time.
Mr. Williams, Mr. Williams, don't say anything about the case, okay?
Okay.
Court date is July 27th at 9 a.m. over Zoom with Judge Simpson. We're all set with me. Thank you.